Tashes, etc. Now they've come up with a revolutionary idea of putting them in a boat. So with the right combination of the hull, rigging, and the proper motors and crew, these Lamborghinis are definitely going to try to make a dent into this field of offshore powerboat racing. They have a proven name behind them. Now we're going to see what they can do out in the open seas. Number 43, Dave Gilmore's Scarab Lamborghini. Star Chaser still on the outside, Jesse extending their lead slightly in the middle of the pack. Scarab Lamborghini doing a fine day of racing. The Scarab should prevail very well in these rough weather conditions. However, Star Chaser's done a good job in holding them off, as you can see. Passing Scarab Lamborghini now, we move up to Star Chaser, who we saw earlier. You get some idea there of just how much haze and fog is out here right now. This certainly can decrease some of the visibility and make the navigator's job that much more pivotal in a race like today. Star Chaser really throttling hard, trying to keep that boat on a good plane and looking a good attitude and well trimmed. A lot of work for these racers when they get weather conditions like this. Everyone must work together to make a total team effort. The Star Chaser is certainly doing it right here. The Star Chaser race team. Star Chaser coming right at you here. Bob Maudsley, our helicopter pilot, bringing another great angle for Jeffrey to get these great footage for all of you. And speaking of a great boat, true champions, the Jesse James race team. There you see it with it outfitted with its new racing cockpits. You've got Chris Lavin driving and Joey and Pressure from Long Island on the throttles today. What more can we say? True champions. Look at this boat go. Jesse James from Wilton, Connecticut. This is a 35-foot Conquest Chris Craft. It is powered by twin 700 horsepower G-Force racing engines with Mercury Marine outdrives. Jesse James Incorporated, a true champion name in the field of offshore powerboat racing. And the experience of Chris Lavin on driving and all the knowledge and guts and sportsmanship that Joey and Pressure has from East Coast Marine Throttling, this boat is certainly going to carry on in the true championship tradition. Jesse James race team. Star Chaser on the outside right there. Seas are very rough, as you can see. That Deep V Apache does a little better in this type of weather conditions as a Cat, design of the Conquest, in seas like this. But Jesse will definitely be there, a good as it's always been. Jesse James race team. Here you have boat number 14. Again, you see another boat fitted with these racing capsules. Safety a big consideration this year. This is a 38-foot Apache. Catamaran design. It is powered by twin 750 horsepower Mercruiser engines with Mercruiser outdrives. This boat is owned and driven today by David Street from Meredith, New Hampshire, and it's throttled by Neil Red Crane. Here you see good head-to-head racing. Star Chaser on the outside and leading the pack. Jesse James, middle of your screen, and Wildcat on the inside. Basically neck and neck here between Wildcat and Jesse. Star Chaser about 100 yards extending their lead over these two competitors. Super racing right here. The throttle man is Neil Red Crane from Mount Clemens, Michigan, aboard the ride today in Wildcat. The red man doing a great job. Wildcat on the inside, Jesse on the outside, and Star Chaser holding off these two champions right now. Wildcat race team definitely in the hunt for things. They'll be fighting ACR System, Coors Light, and Spirit of America. Oh, look at that. That was some jump right there. Excellent action right here. This 32-foot skater known as Ocean Outboard Skater is looking real good. He's definitely had some cobwebs rattled there, but they're back online. All senses looking good and running out very strong. This boat is owned and throttled by Anthony Caligari Jr. from Lynbrook, New York, and it's driven by John Shields of West Sayville, New York. The Ocean Outboard Skater looking very strong right here. He's looking so good right now, in fact, that this is a pro stock boat leading some of the modified boats, just to give you an idea of how well this boat is dialed in today. Ocean Outboard Skater, they certainly stand behind what they do. Ocean Outboard is known for its rigging of boats at Ocean Outboard, located in Seaford, Long Island. They're the exclusive Mercury high-performance dealer in the area. This is a new boat for them this year. They've gone from the deep V to the Cat. They've put all their technology and everything they know about racing into this package right here, and they're definitely going to let it all hang out. 75, Ocean Outboard Skater, and we wish them a lot of luck with this new boat on the 87 campaign. Ocean Outboard on the inside having a fine run, but here comes another great boat. M1 Auto Armor Special Edition. That's Auto Armor on the outside, Ocean Outboard on the inside. Good picture right here. Freeze frame video, always striving to capture and bring you the best footage that we possibly can. Good bit of throttle and keeping this boat dialed in. Staying on plane and really maintaining a good high speed right here. Certainly holding off the challenge from Delia in Special Edition. It's a pro stock boat holding off a modified boat. However, it's a long race. We'll certainly have to wait and see. But right now, Ocean Outboard is certainly proving its worth. And here he comes, charging hard, defending champion, John Delia from Greenwich, Connecticut in the Auto Armor Special Edition. This is a sleek 30-foot Chris catamaran, and it's powered by twin 550 horsepower Mercruiser engines with Mercruiser outdrives. John Delia does the driving, and he's got his throttle man for several years now. John Durgan's doing all the throttling from Riverside, Connecticut. Came down from Connecticut to Atlantic City to really prove what it's all about. He's been very consistent for the past several years on the various offshore racing campaigns. This boat's been dialed in nicely. Mercury's done a great job with it. Auto Armor's lent a great deal of sponsorship, and it's certainly like what they're seeing with the performance of D'Elia and Digger, as he's referred to. The Auto Armor Special Edition race team from Greenwich, Connecticut. They'll be doing all day in some of the classes in Modified, and they'll be fending off American Dream, Jolly Rancher, Motor City Magic, Baja Bandit, and some of the other tough competition in Modified. John D'Elia, Greenwich, Connecticut's own Auto Armor Special Edition. Finishing up here with Greenwich, Connecticut's own John D'Elia. Now we move to P5, the Laser Express, a sleek 32-foot skater catamaran. P-boat, so far looking pretty good. As we turn from Laser Express, we look back on that awesome field. On the outside, I see Baja Bandit, middle of your screen, Ocean Outboard, and on the far outside, D'Elia and Special Edition. The boats we saw earlier, really staying in that group, and some fine racing right there. Baja Bandit and Ocean Outboard head-to-head. D'Elia 200 to 300 yards off the pace, but coming on. But now a boat who's ahead of them. 5, Laser Express. This 32 skater is powered by 3 220 horsepower Mercury engines. This boat is owned by Michael Lipschutz from Cincinnati, Ohio. Your driver of record is Milton Lipschutz, but you've got John Engel driving, and Milton is doing the throttling. Milton hailing from Covington, Kentucky, and John Engel from Seminole, Florida. The Laser Express. These guys certainly feel that they are moving as fast as a laser, and they are on the express track. And this 32 skater has come on over the past several years as a formidable boat out here. It can move in calm water, and it can certainly move in rough water, as you see. And the throttling that's being done right now by Milton is true professionalism right here. He's really working those throttles, doing his thing, making them respond as he needs to propel this boat over the surface of these rough seas. P5, Laser Express, holding off the rest of the pack, as you can see. Ocean Outboard in the middle of your screen. On the outside, that's Boardwalk, Trump's Castle. That's Nick Cutro and Tommy Curry. And in the back, you have Pete Hidalgo and David Marcus and American Dream. Boardwalk, Trump's Castle on the outside. Oh, look at that, American Dream on the inside. Great shot right there. Cutro and Curry and Boardwalk, great champions. They're having an excellent year. But look at the move Hidalgo and Marcus are making on American Dream right here on the inside. Super boat right there. That sleek red, white, and blue boat certainly embellishes the American dream. M11. It was powered by twin 565 horsepower United Racing engines, a proven racing engine right there, with Merc Cruiser number 4 outdrives. But Cutro and Curry hanging tough with the American dream. Great racing right here. It is the best. That 30-foot Shadow Cat on the outside. 2 Shadow Cats going at it, actually. One red, white, and blue, and one all blue. 2 great competitors. Cutro and Curry have been at it for a while. Curry, many, many years of race experience. And Dave Marcus and Pete Hidalgo's own American Dream, they've been at it several years themselves. The experience in the boat's technology are certainly paying off here with excellent head-to-head racing. American Dream is owned by American Boat Sales in Opelika, Florida. It is throttled by Pete Hidalgo and driven by Dave Marcus from Miami. Also with those F-16 racing shields, look at these guys go. The American Dream, a modified superboat, running very well with Dalia Auto Armors, Dirty Laundry, Jolly Rancher will be there, and of course American Dream, modified class, very tight right now. The American Dream, one of the stars on the modified division class. American Dream, a fine run today. And over the year right now, they're in second place, only a mere 200 points behind John Dalia's Auto Armor Special Edition after 4 races. So who knows what's going to happen. Today's race is very important. Only 200 points separating the first and second place boat in modified. And right now we're coming to a leader in pro stock. This is Nick Cutro of Lake George, New York's Boardwalk. Today it is Boardwalk's Trump Castle. And along with Nick, he's got his throttle man, Tommy Curry. Nick Cutro, a great champ right now. Cutro hailing from Lake George, New York, and he's got Tommy Curry from East Norwalk, Connecticut on the throttles. Curry's been with this boat many years, and now Nick's really comfortable with the boat as well as Tommy, and they've really proven what they're made of. With 3 first place in the last 3 races, they're definitely the boat to beat today. Odds-on favorite in class. Boardwalk race team. Nick Cutro, Tommy Curry, P70, Boardwalk, and of course Trump's Castle in today's race. What a combination there. Boardwalk race team with Trump's Castle. Who knows how far that merger could go. We certainly look forward to seeing what the results are today. Boardwalk race team. Cutro and Curry and Boardwalk. But right here, another boat who we saw earlier, Ocean Outboard Skater. hanging real tough. And here's 16, Fast Company, the 35-foot cigarette V-hull, powered by twin 475 Merc Cruiser engines with Merc Cruiser outdrives. Stanley Riggs and George Fox aboard for the ride today on this boat. But back to another hot boat, P7 Team Skater. This boat is really doing well right here. This is a 32 Skater powered by twin 400 horsepower Douglas Marine engines and Merc Cruiser outdrives. This boat is owned by Douglas Marne of Douglas, Michigan, and you've got Ed Collier, your throttle man today. Your driver is Larry Vandermeed from St. Clair Shores, Michigan. Ed Collier from St. Charles, Michigan. Ed Collier's a great guy. Good sportsman out here. He comes out for many of the races here in the East. A true champion and very good competitor. Pro stock is very tight today. Boardwalk, who you saw earlier, will be doing all day with Miss Don Q, Bandit, and of course, Team Skater will be there. Ed Collier is a real good champion, a very good boat racer, and he's got a big heart and he gives it all he's got. This guy will not be denied ever. Collier and Larry Vandermeed do a great job together. Had some good success in some of our past races, and they certainly hope to continue here in Atlantic City. P7 Team Skater. And we go from Skater to 43, PTM2. And there's Jesse James on the inside going right by PTM2 and going underneath us. Jesse looking real strong right now. Impression and Laven have this boat dialed in quite nicely. Number 3, Jesse James. Listen to these guys go. What sheer power and such great skills on the throttling. But now we're going to come in close on P43, PTM2. This 30-foot Chris Craft is powered by 3 290 horsepower Mercury outboard engines. This boat is owned and driven by Phil T. Mashinsky of Watchnug, New Jersey, and he's got Mike Nicholson from Boca Raton, Florida on his throttles. A production boat, another P boat. A lot of competition and too tight to call right now. We're going to have to wait and see because these boats are so close together in what they're rigged with and powered by. So a lot of it is going to come down to the skills and the sea conditions that they get. PTM2, owned and driven by Phil T. Mashinsky. We wish him a lot of luck today in Atlantic City. Really doing a fine job throttling there, as you can hear. Excellent reflexes. Basically, one just develops an intuitive sense of boat racing, and it almost becomes second nature. A mere extension of their arm. Oh, look at them come out right there, but no problem. Back on plane and looking very strong. Good bit of footage there, PTM2. M20 Chariots of Fire. This is a sleek 31-foot image powered by twin 550 horsepower Mercury engines with Mercury outdrives. This boat is owned and driven by John P. Emmons of Jersey City, New Jersey, and your throttleman is Bob Arat of Campbell Hall, New York. John Emmons is formerly your driver and owner of Town & Country, which was a familiar boat a few years ago on the NPBA, but now he's back with a 31 image known as Chariots of Fire. And of course, he's moved up to the modified class with all that tight competition, some of which you've seen earlier. The boat looks good right here. Good attitude, dialed in quite nicely. Here you get a close-up view of what this boat is all about. Just listen to these motors bark out the power. Throttle man doing a great job. And of course, Emmons with his experience driving, a good combination right here. Emmons and Arat. Chariots of Fire race team, M20, and really going after it. Let's listen to that throttle and watch them go. Good run there by Chariots of Fire. And now we go to P12. Right under our chopper here, that's P12, Harrah's Thunder. This is a 30-foot shadow powered by three 260 horsepower Mercury engine outboards. This boat is owned and driven by George W. Gill of Lawton, Oklahoma, navigated by Trey Gill of Lawton, and your throttle man is Kurt Berger from Brick, New Jersey. Berger's Marine, that's Kurt's Marine. This is the old What a Package, formerly owned by Dominic Palumbi, and now it's back as Harrah's Thunder. Being in Atlantic City, of course, Harrah's lends its name to a boat. We've got Trump in it with Boardwalk, and Harrah's in it here with Thunder. Fine job of throttling here. The attitude looks pretty good. Sea's still relatively rough. Right now our pilot is pointing out that according to his navigation we are way off course, perhaps 20 to 30 miles off course. So if that is correct, then apparently the haze and fog that we saw earlier is definitely presenting a problem for all these racers. P12, Harrah's Thunder. That was some jump right there, right on top of that action. But the boat is back on track, virtually no problems. Doing a fine job. Harrah's Thunder. Some good competition in other classes, still unofficial right now. We'll be trying to get some results. But as we go from Harris Thunder, we now come up on boat number 16, Fast Company. This is a 35-foot cigarette powered by twin 475 horsepower Mercruiser engines with Mercruiser outdrives. This boat is owned and driven by Stanley A. Riggs Jr. from Sarasota, Florida. And also from Sarasota, his throttleman is George Fox, the Fast Company race team. And they certainly are in fast company. They're in some tight competition. Open is wide open. With ACR Systems, Coors Light, Spirit of America, Fast Company certainly is keeping fast company, and they're definitely going to have to go all out here today to stay in contention in class. Boat number 16, the Cigarette, known as Fast Company Race Team. That Cigarette of Fast Company, pretty good run. Speed's a little over 65 miles per hour. They've stayed together quite well, and they're certainly in the hunt for things today. Right now we come on a familiar name of a boat with a familiar family, P1, Dominic Palumbi's What a Package. This sleek 31-foot Conquest is powered by three 270 horsepower Mercury outboard engines. Of course, this boat is owned and driven by Dominic Palumbi of Kinnelon, New Jersey, and on throttles he's got his son, Paul Palumbi, presently hailing from Greenwood Lake, New York. The Palumbis, What a Package race team, P1. A sleek new boat, great champions and super competitors. Very good people to have on the campaign for all the years that they've been here. We at Freeze Frame have loved covering them, and they're certainly good friends of us. Right now we're getting a bit of unfortunate news over our radios that are located here in the helicopter. We're hearing that the race has been black flagged. This is very unfortunate right now. We are not sure why. Could be spectators in the race course, could be bad weather, fog, we're not quite sure. We'll have to wait and see. But however, although we know it, the boats out in the course do not know until they come up to the next checkpoint to get their notification that it has been black flagged. So until then, we're staying right with What a Package and watching them do their thing and charge hard. P-Class is too close to call. P1, the Palumbis in What a Package. Palumbi's, and what a package. Super run. And right now it's M17, the Motor City Magic. This is a 33-foot image powered by twin 600 horsepower Magic Marine engines with Mercruiser outdrives. This boat is owned and driven by Robert J. Kerring of Mount Clemens, Michigan. His navigator is John Avery, hailing from Mount Clemens also. And on throttles, they've got Mark Olewin from New Baltimore, Michigan. The Motor City Magic men themselves having a good-looking boat with this 33 image. At this point, many of the boats have already been notified that it has been black flagged. Results are starting to come through, but still too cloudy to find out who finished where. I'm sure there'll be quite a bit of controversy over this one.